The Opium Wars were two conflicts fought between China and Western powers during the 19th century. The First Opium War took place from 1839 to 1842 between China and Britain, while the Second Opium War lasted from 1856 to 1860 and involved Britain and France fighting China. The wars were connected to international trade, foreign access to China, diplomatic relations, and especially the British trade in opium. Before the First Opium War, China strictly controlled foreign trade. European merchants were mainly allowed to trade through the southern port of Canton. Britain bought large quantities of Chinese goods such as tea, silk and porcelain, while China had less demand for British products. This created a trade imbalance for Britain, which meant that large amounts of silver were flowing from Britain to China. To address this imbalance, British merchants increasingly sold opium produced in British-controlled India to Chinese buyers. Opium is a highly addictive drug, and its growing use caused serious social and economic problems in China. Although the Chinese government had banned the opium trade, smuggling continued and became extremely profitable. The Chinese authorities became increasingly determined to stop the trade. In 1839, the Chinese government sent an official named Lin Shu to Canton to suppress the opium trade. He ordered foreign merchants to surrender their supplies of opium, and large quantities of the drug were confiscated and destroyed. The British government responded by sending military forces to China. Britain possessed more advanced naval and military technology, which gave it an important advantage during the First Opium War. China was defeated, and the war ended with the Treaty of Nanking in 1842. Under the treaty, China had to open several ports to British trade, pay a large financial indemnity, and give Hong Kong Island to Britain. Further agreements gave Britain additional privileges in China. These arrangements became part of what the Chinese later called the unequal treaties, because foreign powers gained significant advantages at China's expense. Tensions continued, and the Second Opium War began in 1856. Britain and France fought against China and again defeated Chinese forces. The conflict ended through agreements including the treaties of Tianjin and the Convention of Peking. China was forced to open more areas to foreign trade and diplomatic activity, provide additional rights to foreigners, and accept further Western demands. The opium trade was also effectively legalized during this period. The Opium Wars had major consequences for China. Aside from creating millions of Chinese addicts, they weakened the authority of the Qing government and increased the influence of foreign powers within the country. The Opium Wars are often seen as an important beginning of China's century of humiliation, a period during which China experienced foreign intervention, territorial losses, and political instability. Today, the Opium Wars remain important for understanding the history of relations between China and Western powers and the development of modern China. Thank you for watching, and please stay tuned for the next episode of History in the Making.